Yeah, I'm planning on it.
We back. We back in this thing.
You guys want to come up here?
We back in this thing. They thought we was gonna stop, but we back at it again Friday. Back in this thing, holding it down. It's a little cold tonight. It's a little chilly, but it's all good. I'm glad I ran back in the house and got my big jacket. You know, because people still out here. Got big food out here and stuff today. Big food got catered. Shout out to the Mexican restaurant that matched dollars and got this food together for the people. Got a big platter, quesadillas, chimichangas, guacamole, chips, chicken wings. They brought all kind of stuff down here to us, so that's much appreciated. They're located right here next to Black Dogs. If you local, go check them out. You know, go show them some support. They've been out here protesting with us every night, so go show them some support. You got to support those, you know, who support you. So not only are they donating and stuff like that to the protesters, they've also been out here every night, you know, protesting themselves. You know, a lot of businesses aren't doing that right now. It's a lot of businesses, you know, that want your dollar that ain't doing that right now. Let's just say it like that. There's been a few businesses though that have, you know, looked out for the cause and looked out for the people, you know, so we appreciate that very much. Support these people. It's a Mexican restaurant. You know, we keep the black and brown thing popping.
Support Campaign Zero. I'm coming out every day supporting this shit.
Every day.
Support Campaign Zero. Supporting it every day.
I try to call it
every day.
Until the day I die.
Campaign Zero. He's rocking it every day. What's good? What's good, Tay? Much love to you. Jacob, Sarah, Kristen, Taylor, Jose, Wyatt, Jessica, Christina, Shasta, Veronica, Stacy, Matthew. What's good, everybody? I was thinking about not going live again, you know what I mean? Because it's just, you know, whatever, but we back. So like she said, let's run it. We back out here. Wasn't gonna do it, but we back out here. Your boy Wreck the Rebel, aka Lil Freddy, aka Flamingo Fred's back. A lot of people are still mad, you know, calling me the Black Boogeyman. I got the hat on today. They've been calling me Candyman. So, you know, still a lot of people upset at what we're doing. A lot of people think we gonna slow down, but we just getting started. Yeah. Much love, Kristen. Yeah, I had to go live. I'm going live for the people because it's cold as shit, and you know, I felt like kind of sitting on the sidelines tonight, but it's all good. I was already out here once earlier and I didn't go live because it was fairly quick earlier. Earlier, who came out here was a whole different crowd than the usual crowd that we have out here. The people that came out here earlier was all the healthcare workers. Not all the healthcare workers, but majority healthcare workers from the local area. They came out here, they brought their children out here. They had signs. You might see my picture earlier where I said this is a whole different crowd and it's the healthcare workers. A lot of these workers have been dealing with COVID and a bunch of other things. And the main thing they wanted to say that they wanted to come out here and represent for the healthcare workers and show themselves. So they came out here. It was probably between 60 and 100 of them. I don't know. I didn't count. I'm not keeping count. It's not it is a numbers game, but it ain't a numbers game, you know? Yeah. Alex is in the building. Bachman. One of the local hecklers. We're gonna call it out. Nicole, what's good? Stephen, what's good? So yeah, a lot of the healthcare workers came out earlier. They were in their scrubs. I couldn't think of the word for a minute. I was gonna say garbs. I don't know what I was thinking, but they were in their scrubs, you know, and They came out here. They were wearing COVID shirts, talking about COVID. They had Black Lives Matters flags, and there was a lot of small children out here protesting and holding signs and everything else like that. It was a very beautiful thing to see take place because, like I said, it was a whole different crowd that was different than our crowd. It was a lot of different people we haven't seen before coming out here, representing and showing for the cause. So, you know, if these healthcare workers, you know, if you're an American, if you're a patriot and all these things, if these healthcare workers who've been going through a lot with everything that's going on, if these healthcare workers can come out here and represent and hold it down, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Because healthcare workers have been some of the people that have been on the front lines for months and months, you know what I mean? If you can, share this post with your people. We appreciate it, to let them know we're still out here.
I gotta get out of here, bro, but will you like hit me up if you guys need somebody to pick up the signs or anything?
Okay, much love. Yeah, I'll hit you up. Thank you, bro. You take it easy. Yeah, if you can, share this live to let people know what's going on. They want us to fall off and fall apart. There's gonna still be protests going on back to back. I gotta do a couple things and take a little trip for myself, you know, that I had planned, but I will be back into action soon enough. But like I said, you know, before all this, you know, stuff happened with George, R.I.P. George, justice for George, before all this happened, all these patriots and Americans were showing pictures of the healthcare workers. You know, it was pictures of the healthcare workers everywhere. You know, support the healthcare workers, you know, stay home for the healthcare workers, you know, hug a healthcare worker, you know, and everything like that. A real patriot thing to do was to represent for the healthcare workers, you know. So that should show you a lot if the healthcare workers are out here standing with us, protesting with us. That should show you a lot.
Public health issue.
Much love.
Racism is a public health issue. Woo!
Public health issue, racism, you heard it. We got the cure. You know, so if these healthcare workers are out here, you know, that should show you a lot. You know, if everybody's talking about being an American and a patriot and protecting America. You know what I mean? A gentleman last night came out and had a paper. I left it at home, but he said, do not hide your racism behind being a patriot. You know? And you might ask, why do I keep talking about these things? Because there are a lot of people that are at home that are still angry. There are a lot of people that are at home and still angry. People still leaving me comments telling me to go home, it's over, and whatever else they're saying. People, hey, it's even getting crazy now because they're finding black people, you know, that are speaking out against George and the BLM movement. You know, there's always a couple of them. We have names for those people, but we're not going to share it today on this live. But, you know, if you own the community, you know what names we give to them, you know. You know what kind of names, you know, you give to those people. Those are the people that they're using now, you know, the Uncle Thomas and them, you know. You know what kind of names we call them. That's the new people they're using, as the black people that are speaking out against the BLM movement and you know, speaking out against George Floyd. There was some girl that I seen that was talking crazy about George and everything else. It was like that one black girl that was on Dr. Phil that time, you know. It was some of those people trying to get trying to get some clout, you know. So I hope that works out for him, you know. I hope that works out for him, you know. I forget which comedian said it, but you know, you will get a wake-up call, and remember what community you are a part of at some point. At some point you will get a wake-up call and remember what community you're a part of, you know. So now they use people that look like us to try to separate us, you know. But we're out here peaceful once again. I'm gonna keep running my mouth. The people that are with the movement understand what's going on, fully understand, and they're supporting me to the fullest. I've gotten much support and much love. I'm not worried about it. There's a lot of people that are angry at me and saying they don't support me. Not worried about them. Those are the people that didn't support me anyway. They weren't the people that were supporting me anyway before this was going on anyway. They weren't supporting me. They wasn't doing nothing for me, you know. at all, you know. So I got plenty of support and love, and it's growing, and it's a beautiful thing, you know. It is a beautiful thing. They want us to stop doing what we're doing, you know. They don't want us to say anything about what's going on, you know, especially here in Klamath Falls, you know. If you're in Klamath, you know, especially with this COVID stuff, you know it ain't shit going on out here right now. And a lot of times, besides Third Thursdays, you know what I mean? Third Thursdays, the car show, whatever that's called, you know, coming down here and drinking on the weekends, you know what I mean? The one hip hop show or rock show that's, you know, here every year, there's nothing going on. Nothing's going on. So these people want everybody to be quiet and go away so they can go back to the nothing. Remember in the movie, the old school movie back in the day, the Never Ending Story? You know what I mean? Remember Never Ending Story back in the day with Atreyu? You know what I mean? When he was running from the nothing, you know what I mean? Trying to beat the nothing so he could save Fantasia. That's what we doing in Klamath Falls right now. Trying to beat the nothing. Because these people want us to be quiet and go back to doing what we was doing so it could go back to nothing. Because don't nothing be going on. That's how they like it. Shout out Danielle. Shout out Glenn. Shout out G Bisbee in the building. Shout out Carlos and Paige and Crystal, Ish and Joseph, Jessica, Dana, Philip. Much love for all y'all tuning in. Leah, I don't know if I gave you a shout out. Leah was the young lady that was out here speaking last night. That's greatly appreciated that you came out here and shared your voice. We need that. People need different perspectives than just me, because they think it's just me running off at my mouth. So all the perspectives and everybody who can lend a voice is much appreciated. You know, so like I said, when Atreyu was in Never Ending Story and he was out there trying to battle the nothing, that's what's going on here. You know, there's a lot of people here in Klamath Falls. You know, we're not talking about the whole country. Everybody can see what's going on in their whole country and got different parts of the world. But in Klamath Falls, you know, don't nothing be going on. What's up, Holly? How you doing? Don't nothing be going on. This is for justice for George. This is about coming together. This is about the future. You know, the culture, we've been talking about it. We're having some things in the works behind closed doors. You know, standing up in the community with each other. That's about culture. You know, no matter who you're standing up for, that's about culture. So one of the main things I would like to see happen in Klamath and Southern Oregon is working on building the culture. Because there's a lot of talented people here. There's people here that can really act. There's people here that are dope, small filmmakers, short filmmakers. There's people here that are very artistic and everything else. There's a lot of talented people, and this needs to help build the culture, you know? There's a lot of smart business people and everything else needs to help build the culture. Staying separated like this and going through all this stuff is not doing anything for the culture. You know? So when we're out here protesting, getting justice and doing everything else, this is what builds the culture. This creates the vibes. We're getting food out here. We're coming together. All different races and backgrounds. You know what I mean? Kenny, it's the bubble effect. Small communities often aren't affected, is why they don't see the issues as much more developed and populated areas. I'm good, Glenn. I appreciate it, though. Maybe later, you know. If I'm out here drinking Henny, next thing you know, the Herald and News is going to be, you know, Wreck the Rebel out there drunk. You know, they going to say I'm antagonizing. Drunk protesters. I'll take one sip of Henny. Just let it touch my lip, and it's gonna be the boogeyman's out there drunk, stirring up the masses. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently we're
But yeah, small towns are infected too. There's a lot of, you know, racism and different stuff like this, you know, going on in small towns and things like that. People need to take part in this, you know. You don't have to go to New York or LA or one of these major cities to stand up for change. You know, a lot of these children are asking their parents, you know. There's children that are scared, but there's also children that are asking their parents, you know, hey, hey, daddy, can I go protest? They want to hold a sign. They don't understand. They say, you know, they want to come protest. I seen them out here today. Little kids with masks on holding a sign. That's something they could always remember. That's building culture. That's building character. That's building a nice young person. So, you know, maybe 20, 30 years from now, when they're a certain age, they could say, hey, I remember, you know, when my parents took me out with a sign because there was police brutality and people were dying. That's very huge and a very great lesson to teach a child. Hey, you know, I went and I stood for, you know, I stood for something before. I've done this before, you know.
I would do it.
So they,
I would do it.
so they could feel, you know, good. You know, they could remember. I've done this before. It's like when your parents take you fishing or something. You can grow up and, you know, you remember some of it. You can remember this experience. Coming out here and standing for something. A lot of these people aren't standing for anything because they're scared to. A lot of people want to be out here. A lot of people want to be out here, but they're scared of what everybody else will think. Scared what everybody else. Scared they won't fit in anymore. That's all they know. They were born and raised here all their life, and they don't agree with everybody else is doing, but they don't want to do it because, you know, they don't want everybody looking at them weird and calling them names and have to suffer. You know? All these loud ass horns. You don't know who's cool or who not till they get this close. What's good, cousin Tony in the building? You know? So a lot of these children are out here standing with the movement. You know? One thing I have noticed since Sunday, in 1 week's time, a lot of these people, they're not leaving racist comments. They're leaving borderline comments telling me to shut up or calling me ass nugget, you know, or whatever they're calling me, you know, or doing. I notice a lot of these people are zipping their mouth up because, you know, one lady out here already got fired. And it was unfortunate she had to get fired, but it was unfortunate she was pushing that narrative. So I have noticed that, you know, a lot of these people are zipping their mouth up. You know, our message is spreading way further than their message. You know what I mean? Our message is spreading way further than their message. It's not about me. Any news source I talk to, I told them I'm not the leader. I'm just taking part in it. I'm not the leader. I just happen to be a voice. You know, I'm not the leader. So our voice is reaching way further than theirs and the fake Antifa shit. Excuse my language. What's good, Patrick? Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you tuning in. You know? So our voice is reaching further. Like I said, we're up in Portland. This little town, you know, this little town, everybody wants to talk negative. Yes, there's some, you know, there's some negative stuff here. There's some stuff we would like to change and everything else. You know what I mean? I'm not from here, but I'm up here and I've gotten much love. But we came to this little town. This is an example for the people in this town, an example for people everywhere. We came to this little town and we're getting, our voices are being heard and we're making a serious change. They're hearing us up in Portland. A lot of people in Portland didn't even know this town existed. A lot of people who lived in Portland their whole lives don't know nothing about Klamath Falls. And people that are up in Portland know that's the truth. A lot of people up in Portland, Northern Oregon, you know what I mean? When I tell people I'm in Oregon, they think I'm in Portland. I say, yeah, I'm up in Oregon. They think I'm in Portland. They don't know nothing about Southern Oregon.
Tell them you in Klamath Falls.
Yeah, you tell them you in Klamath Falls. They say, where's the falls? I said they failed.
He got taken away.
They failed. So a lot of people in Portland don't even know what Klamath Falls is.
Government demolished them.
Before I got here, I didn't even know anything about Southern Oregon. All I knew was Portland, like most people. So we had this little town. We being heard up in Portland. They hearing us locally. So we're statewide right now. And on top of that, I told you I just had the interview from NBC News, New York. So now we're all around the country, this little town of Klamath Falls. Hopefully that interview goes well. It's supposed to be out Monday. Hopefully they include me in whatever they got going on. I won't know till it comes out. But I know I have spoke to them, and they've been tuning in to what's going on and got the information from Herald and News. When is the last time this town has been on New York, people in New York calling this town to figure out something? So our voices are being heard and we're winning. Last night, or not last night, but yesterday early, there was a veteran came out and his daughter was out here with him. He said the first night, Sunday night, his daughter came to the protest. He said he did not. I don't know if you guys heard this last night, but he said there was gentlemen over there. His daughter said there were gentlemen over there exposing their genitalia and everything else, acting a fool. I didn't know that was taking place.
Like legitimately.
Showing their genitals.
Shit.
Excuse my language, but they was pulling dick out. Excuse my language, but they was pulling dick out over there, drinking, and I don't know why or what they call themselves doing, showing their ass, showing their balls, showing everything. And it's young children over there, and the veteran brought his daughter, and he came and talked to us, and he said he wasn't feeling it. Now, I don't know how you could do that. If I went out there and was pulling my stuff out in the street, they'd have me registered as a sex offender. And I'd have to put something on my lawn. If I was running around, you know what I mean, let my man meat flourish and hang out, I'd have to register as a sex offender. So how are you coming outside, saying you're protecting businesses, you got your rifle, you drinking, and there's little kids around? It's one thing to show your ass and moon people, you know that. We've all seen that. But to show everything else, and there's children around, young girls.
These are kids, man.
Young girls.
Fucked up.
So we're winning this fight. These people, they're winning this. We're winning this fight. I don't know how you're able to do that. There was a lot of shit going on, but for me, that kind of took the cake. That kind of took the cake, where you so out here drunk, you so out here in the zone, and doing everything else, claiming Antifa's coming and you're protecting businesses, and you out here showing, you know what I mean, the goods off with little children around. If anybody else did that, they'd have to register as a sex offender. So you might say, hey, why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about it? Because this shit needs to be heard. This stuff needs to be heard. These false narratives have been getting people killed for a long time. From Black Wall Street and everything else. These false narratives and people using excuses, hiding behind being a patriot to do all these kind of things. Privilege. Using that privilege to go, I'm not gonna get into it, but using that privilege to go do all kinds of things. That's how we're getting in this situation. That's how we're getting in this situation. By using that privilege to go do all kinds of things. I hate to keep bringing it up, but this is the truth of how we got here. This is the truth of what's going on in the world that they don't want us to talk about. It's the truth. So we're winning and our voices are being heard. We're still out here. We're still holding it down. It's cold as hell right now. I don't know how this Klamath weather is something else because it was sunny earlier. It was warm. I was sweating. I was in the shorts. Luckily, I grabbed my jacket because it's cold right now.
And we're still here.
And we're still here. These people are still here in the cold, chattering, holding it down just so our voices could be heard. That's powerful. So this little town has gone statewide, and now we've gone from statewide to New York City. Or New York, whatever. It was at Rockefeller Center or wherever she said her office was located. When she first hit me up, I didn't think it was real.
He is here.
I didn't think it was real when they hit me up. I was like, New York, NBC News? Hell nah, this is a local playing a trick on me. I mean, I make music and do all kind of things like that, but never would I think anybody would be hitting me up asking my opinion from New York City. Not for this. I didn't even anticipate being in this situation. NBC News, New York. So once it hits New York, you don't know where it's going to hit. It might be overseas and everywhere else. This little town of Klamath Falls. And one of the main things they wanted to ask me, one of the main things they wanted to figure out is all these rumors about Antifa. They wanted to know how these rumors of Antifa were affecting small towns. They wanted to know, how these small towns are holding up a protest and everything else like that. It's a big narrative right now. They can't believe that not only big towns, but small towns are holding it down and making a change. They're trying to figure out, wait, there's only 2% black people in the town. There's only 2% black people, but they got 100 protesters, 200 protesters, 30 protesters, 50 protesters. Wait a minute. There's 2% black people in the town, and they got all these protesters. They're trying to figure it out. That's called love. People of all colors coming together. That's called love. They're trying to figure it out. Damn. This is a real thing. People are waking up and realizing that, we in this together. We in this to love each other and come together. Not just for black people, for everybody. Right now the focus is on black people. 2 months from now, we might have to stand up for our Mexican brothers, or who knows. But they can't believe, we in this together. So NBC News, the people hit me up. Hopefully they put the information I asked them and put me down in there, and it's to showcase what's going on. But they are wondering how these Antifa rumors were affecting small towns, because that Antifa shit was something else. Because these people were coming out, not just here, all over the country. These people were coming out ready to go to war. They were ready to kill. What else do you bring a gun for? Not everyone was drinking. Not everybody was acting an ass. Some people were real patriots out here feeling like they were protecting their town and country. A lot of them were real patriots feeling like they were protecting their town and country. But there's a lot of people out here that they were ready, to go to war. Ready for a race war, ready to shoot people, ready to do whatever. Over rumors, and that fast. If we would have came out here with Antifa t-shirts and said, "Ooga booga booga booga," they would have been ready to shoot something. We would have came out here in Antifa shirts doing the Tootsie slide, they'd have been ready to shoot something. If we would have came out here with the Antifa shirts doing the Tootsie slide, moving too fast and too aggressive, they were ready to take action. That's dangerous. From wherever the location was that was putting out this information, these hidden hate group sites, which we could make some theories about who was putting that out, because it seems obviously in this country they really trying to get us to go into a race war. They really want a race war, it seems like, and they're pushing that narrative. Stacy said not only that, from a guy's Facebook feed live from an opposing guy was filming, they said some very sick things as how they were going to take every N-word out with the ER and how they were going to get them some savage pussy, excuse my language. It was disgusting. Then as soon as these guys were saying it, the feed was gone. Yeah, they deleted it. So like I said earlier, these people coming outside talking about this is for my town. I need to protect my town. This is for my country. That's not what it's about. For some of them, that's what it's about. For a lot of them, it's not what it's about. And we keep bringing this topic up and keep talking about it because this is how we have to stay alert. We have to stay alert moving forward. We have to stay alert moving forward because there's people that are pushing this agenda. Yeah, we knew the KKK and all those other type of things, but now it's getting slicker. Now it's getting slicker. You know, now they're getting slick with it. Now they got fake, bogus websites that don't nobody know how they got made, talking about Antifa's coming. And I don't know what the hell an Antifa look like. I don't know what the hell an Antifa look like. I've seen Crips, Bloods, Sereños, Norteños, Soldier. I don't know what an Antifa looks like.
Kindness and the love of my heart.
They want me to, Antifa supposed to look like college kids with black clothes on.
I haven't played that one. I just watch YouTube.
Come on, man. Come on. All these groups and shit popping up. We don't know who's funding these groups or who's doing any of this. All we know is hate. Hate is trying to spread, and they're trying to start something up. You're right, David. It is to terrorize.
All I see is you trying to bring hate into this town.
So that's what we saw.
You are fifth column.
It's what, sir?
You are the fifth column.
I don't know what you mean.
I know exactly what I mean.
Okay.
You appear to be a friend of ours.
And that's what I am, sir. Okay. So I don't know who these groups are or anything like that. But your kids say Antifa is a cool kid at school.
I am important. I am smart. I have been.
We may have different educational things.
I can't really tell you what it is. Like, I heard it in the news, and I've heard people talk about it. I really never even paid attention to what it was until this came along. So that's something we really have to be on the lookout for. Sorry, there's stuff going on in the background. People are getting a gentleman is back here saying I'm spreading hate and I'm in disguise trying to act like I'm a friend of the people. The gentleman in the background here saying I'm a false friend of the people.
My Lord above.
I put on this black skin this morning and acted like I was a friend of the people because it seemed fun out here in the cold on live video on Friday night. So yeah, every day is some new shit. I wish I could lump him up, Gotti, but you know, he's an older gentleman. He's been out here every day friendly. Out here every day getting food, out here every day getting taken care of, and today I'm an enemy of the people.
What? Don't listen, bro. Don't
listen.
Out here every day getting big food, taken care of. I even offered him, when I went to the Mexican restaurant earlier, I offered him to go with me. I said, sir, would you like to go have lunch with me? He said he already ate. But this evening, I'm an enemy of the people because I'm telling people to watch out for hate groups. You can't make this shit up, man. What's good? Verse born in the building. Verse born in the building. Yeah, he said the fifth column. I don't know what he means by the fifth column. Someone has to school me on that. But I heard him in the background pointing at me. He's pointing at me in my face talking about I'm a false friend or something. And I try my best not to get upset, you know. And, you know, you out here doing everything you can and sacrificing. And even, what is the fifth column, Kenny? I don't know what that is. Can somebody bless me? I don't got Google right now on what that is. Because I'm curious now. Now he's arguing with somebody else. You can't make this shit up, man. It's every day is something new. Oh, traitor or a spy. Yeah. Now I'm one of the two black people that are standing out here, and I'm a traitor and a spy now. Because I've never been. It's amazing, man, the shit that you go through. You could feed people every day. You could do things every day, and it doesn't matter. This is crazy. A fifth column is any group of people who undermine a larger group from within, usually in favor of an enemy, group, or nation. The activities of a fifth column can be overt or clandestine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Forces gathered in secret can mobilize openly to assist in an external attack. Yeah, man. So that's what they're calling me tonight. It was the Black Boogeyman. Now it's the fifth column. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. I was thinking to myself all week, like, man, this is a nice gentleman. You know, he's probably down on his luck, man. It would be nice. Let's see what this guy is rolling up on me.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
More food.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much.
Fuck Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
Kevin.
Kevin?
Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Thank you.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Love you, Kevin.
I
Kevin.
love you, bro.
Nazi Pelosi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
I don't know what he's calling me. It's crazy. I was starting to like that gentleman. I seen him here every day. I thought we had some kind of bond going on. I asked him to lunch earlier. I was planning on going to sit down to lunch with him at the Mexican restaurant. Tonight he's calling me the fifth column and a traitor.
What? That guy?
Yeah. It's something new every day.
I know. Is that the guy who was there when we were talking?
Yeah, the one I offered to go to lunch earlier.
Yep.
You can't make it up no matter what you do. So it's crazy, man. You know, it really makes you, question. It really makes you question being out here. It really makes you question doing this and everything else, because even people that you're standing with and everything else could just flip the script on you. That kind of threw me off guard. I was just talking on live video to you guys, and he's starting to point at me and tell me these things. You know, I don't know what's wrong with telling people we have to be careful about the things that are race baiting us and could lead to violence in the future. I don't know what's wrong with that. People really think I'm spreading hate by calling out some of the things that I've seen and calling out the things that could lead to this type of shit in the future. That's all I'm doing, is telling people, black, white, whatever race you are, to look out for these things in the future, because they had us hyped up and they had people ready to turn on each other. That's all I'm doing. and these protesters are still out here. We still out here together. Thank you, cousin. My cousin Solo in the building. I appreciate you, cousin. Yeah, man, this shit ain't easy every day. Like, I've been out here since about 7 o'clock. It took me like an hour and something to even just like get in my mode to even want to go live. I was really debating, you know, about not even going live, because this shit is just, you know, talking every day, running your mouth every day. You're cold and everything else is going on, and it's mentally taxing, you know. And every day, you know, somebody has something new to say about you. I feel like they want to tell me other things and call me other names, but they're not. And then people are, you know, tonight I'm a spy. I'm one of 2 black people standing out here, and I'm a spy working for the other side. That's what I was just talking about. They had other people doing. Much love, Anna. Yeah, Jeff, it is BS. And David, you know, I really do think it's mental illness. I'm pretty sure it's for a fact it's mental illness. But it's unfortunate, and it makes you want to close your bubble and watch your circle even more. So I was really much love, Jeff. Much love, Ish. I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, it was really throwing me off because I was, like I said, I was really.
Keep it up, bro.
All right, Blue baby, take it easy.
Love, bro.
Yeah, much love to you. Thank you. Yeah, it was really throwing me off because I was starting to like the gentleman. He was talking about being down in Frisco and everything else, and like I said, I offered him to go to lunch earlier. He said he already ate. He's ready to sit down to lunch with him. You know, these are the type of things that are making us close off and not want to interact with other people. You know? These are the type of things. This is one of the gentlemen that come out here every night, and we make sure he's fed. He's a homeless gentleman. Says he's living from camp to camp. You know, and we make sure every night that he has some food, you know. There's a couple of people come by, but he's one of them that's here every day. And we make sure he goes home with some type of food. You see all the food and stuff we're getting. We can't eat all this. I still got food catered every night, making sure he goes home with food, you know. But I'm still going to make sure, you know, I'm not going to bother with him. But if he wants to take some food or do whatever else, he can, as long as he's not bothering me. I'm not going to be petty. He can still eat and get his fill every time I'm out here. But it's just, it amazes me some of the shit that people say. And look how dangerous that is for people to say those type of things about you. What's good, Deanna? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, Jeff. I'm going to try the best to enjoy my birthday to the fullest and just unwind and focus on, you know, some self-love. Self-love is something that, you know, a lot of us discover later, you know, as we get older and discover what self-love is. But self-love is a real thing. Because I really need some of it, and a lot of y'all need it. A lot of these protesters, we all need some self-love right now, because this thing is taxing. And it's freezing out here tonight. And my ass is in a big jacket, this hat, and some shorts. What's good, Johnny G in the building? Southern Oregon legend. What's good, Desiree? Yeah, I'm in some shorts and this big-ass jacket. Damn near, I need some gloves on. Yeah, many people are just not right in the head. You know? Many people are just not right in the head, because, you know, I don't see how you are right in the head. And, you know, maybe I don't know everything, you know. I really don't. But I really don't see how people can take what I say and turn it into a hate thing. Yeah, I joke around, I make fun, you know, and everything like that, and I'll try to have, you know, sneak my little humor in, because that's just how I am naturally. I'm trying to tone it down to go live, you know, but I try to sneak my humor in. But I definitely don't feel at all that I'm doing any hate speech. Somebody just brought us, this woman and her daughter just brought us a bunch of hot chocolate, I think. Like, we have more food. We have more food than enough. I mean, I got chimichangas and everything ordered. What was that food that gentleman brought us over here?
That was What was the food that was in the boxes that they were tacos? Right?
Tacos, yes.
Oh, Del Taco
Yeah. Oh,
by what was his name? Kevin.
by Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Much love to you. Much love to you, sir. You are beautiful, sir.
We're having a kids protest tomorrow, kid-friendly protest at noon. There's gonna be snacks, water, kids, science, so come by, guys.
be warm.
Be warm, yes, be warm. It's gonna be kind of cold.
Kids protest tomorrow for the small ones to come out, and that's not us trying to lure children into the mix, but a lot of these children are asking their parents, hey mom, like I said earlier, hey mom, hey dad, I want to go protest, and a lot of their parents are scared to bring them outside because of antagonizers and other things going on. So there's a lot of children that are going to their parents asking them, I want to protest. There's a lot of children that are doing that, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's just beautiful for a kid to be able to be aware enough and see injustice in the world and want to take part in something like that. Because I know as a kid, I wasn't even thinking like that. Maybe it was different times and there was different things going on.
Tell me what it's like to live in Klamath Falls.
Well,
I live in.
So these are beautiful things.
Where I hear the birds. White pelicans.
Yeah, there were some kids earlier. They were, to be honest, there were some little white kids I seen earlier, and then they were cute as hell. They had, they were in their full outfits and they had a little hat on. Looked like they were going to a baseball game, but instead of a baseball game, they were holding signs up about Black Lives Matter and different shit like that. Like, I mean, I'm not a big crybaby, but damn, that shit, even when I was talking to you right now, luckily I had these glasses on, because that shit just makes you want to, it'll make you get emotional, you know what I mean? Little white children out here holding up signs for the cause, you know what I mean? And there's adults out here, angry. I'll talk to you. No, we're supposed to. People are going to be out here at noon and stuff.
Not tomorrow night, though?
I'm not sure about it. I'll talk to you about it, and you can message me too. Yeah, that's deep, bro. Little white children out here holding signs, not moving, not jumping around. I mean, small children. Like, these kids had to be like 5, 6, 7, maybe. No older than that.
I grew up in Pine Grove.
No older than that out here holding holding signs. They weren't jumping around. Their parents didn't have to tell them to sit still. They was out here with signs in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Not New York City, not LA, not San Francisco. Klamath Falls, Oregon. They're holding these signs. That's very deep. It's very beautiful. It'll touch you. I mean, that was one of the highlights of my day. I just seen them out here and I was just like, wow. Like, I try to get some pictures of them just to show people, but I wasn't trying to be too weird, jumping up in kids' faces and stuff, taking pictures. But it was, maybe you could see it, in some of my other photos I took. I tried to see them. If you look, I know they're black and white and stuff like that. If you look in the pictures, you could see some of these children in the background or on the side or whatever. Beautiful. Other nights I've seen, little black children out here, biracial children out here with their mothers, and they want to be in the protests. Some of these kids, got scared, To be honest with you, I don't always think a protest is a place for a child. I really don't. But for the people that brought their children out here and the children that want to come, it takes courage. I know a lot of grown-ups out here that haven't come. I really don't think a protest all the time is a place for a child, because you have to deal with all kind of stuff, as you can see. And antagonizers, people, mental health things, and people, all kind of stuff. It's really, and especially in other cities, it's kind of cool and calm here for the most part, besides a few antagonizers. But in other cities, with tear gas and all those other things going on, I definitely wouldn't recommend a protest for a child. And when you're protesting and standing up for what you believe in, you know, you come across all kind of stuff. Yeah, we was worried about playing N64. These kids is worried about Black Lives Matter holding signs. How deep is that? What does that tell you about the current climate of the country? These kids ain't scared of COVID. They're not scared of COVID, but they want to come out and hold a sign. They've been dealing with COVID and the fear of that, and everybody hyping that up, but they still want to come out and put their little face mask on and hold a sign. And if you know anything about having a sign, or you did any project in school, you know, it takes you a little while to put together and make a sign and do it all out. You might mess up and have to start all over. So that means these kids probably sat down and said, hey mom, hey dad, I want to make a sign and I want to go out there and hold it. Hey mom, hey dad, I want to make a sign and I want to go out there and hold it and protest.
I'm gonna be burying her too.
5, 6 young kids. But there's adults out here that don't understand what's going on, telling us to go home. How can a child understand that? But people can't, but adults can't. How can a child understand that but an adult can't?
And then we should really happy to pick that.
I'm not spreading hate. I don't want any more violence to happen. I haven't been violent. Antagonizers came. I wasn't backing down, but I haven't been violent. I want people to love each other and continue to come together. I don't have an agenda except for love and to be a representative in a small town for the movement where there's not many black people. That's all I'm asking.
Now you're on the right page.
Sir, I would ask you just please don't bother me anymore. I don't appreciate what you said earlier. Thank you. You have a wonderful evening.
And I forgive you.
Thank you for forgiving me, sir. But you know, that's all I want to do is spread love. You know, and I'm not doing nothing that's not peaceful. Yes, you're right, Kenny. Children haven't been corrupted. But for children to understand that, because most of the time, you know, children are looking at the media and there's a lot of fearful things and a lot of crazy things being put out in the media. I feel like they're putting more negative things than positive things in the media. And for a child to look into the media and look at what's going on and say, hey, I still want to go protest. Yeah, they haven't been corrupted, but that takes some, you know, brave children. Because if I was a child, I'd be like, nah, I want to stay right here in the comforts of my home. What helps us all the most, Art? I'm not sure I understand your question. What helps us all the most? How? You know, so they haven't been corrupted. But like I said, if I was a child, I'd be wanting to stay home, you know, with my grandma or something. Miss B, I would, you know, I want to stay at home with my grandma and watch Steve Urkel or something and play games. I don't even think I was on that level, or maybe I wasn't watching the news like that. I don't know. But it's deep. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate all the love I've been getting. I've been showered with love that outweighs all this negative stuff. I've been showered with love. A lot of people are not commenting on Facebook because I'm sure they want to stay anonymous and kind of stay out the mix. But a lot of those people are DMing me. I had a teacher earlier come over here and said he wanted to go have lunch with me and talk about some things. I guess maybe he had a couple different views. Maybe he's trying to understand things better. I don't know. But what helps us most, this local group here, the thing that I think helps us the most is just really coming together and supporting each other, really. You know, I've seen a lot of people here every single night. A lot of people here every single night. Like, these people don't have to come here at all. Like, they don't have to come here. These people aren't even black. These people aren't even black. These people don't have to come here. It's me and one other black gentleman. There's Mexican people and everybody else. These people don't have to come here. So the support and love is what we need most. The support from the community. It's not so much that somebody's bringing us Del Taco. It's not so much that somebody's bringing us cocoa, you know, that we're that hungry or we need cocoa that bad. It's the fact that, wow, somebody cares enough that they went and spent $50, $60 to bring it to us and have some food, and they're supporting us. Wow. Older white man brings us Del Taco, smoking a cigarette. You might judge him if he didn't come up here and bring us something. Yeah, it's nothing but love. But he came and brought us Del Taco. He thought to himself, damn, these people are out there protesting. They're out there every day. Let me take them something to eat. Like, that's deep. These ain't even black people. That's not even black people. There's only 2% black people here. These are not even black people doing it. They're bringing us food. You're cold, they're bringing us cocoa. A lot of these people, you know, I don't know who they all are. I don't know about their personal lives. You know, a lot of them aren't protesting with us every day, but they're bringing us food, supplies, everything else. A lot of these businesses are bringing us food and helping donate. I had the business help donate tonight. Mexican restaurant right here at Black Dogs. I would say the name, but I don't want to keep pronouncing it the wrong way. But they're bringing us food and donating everything else. Everybody's not out here protesting, but they're showing loves in many different ways. So the love and support is what we need the most. It's not food. It's not, you know, drink, anything like that. Love and support is what we need the most. That's the biggest thing we need. And those things, you know, those things come in different shapes and different forms. Like I said, a lot of these people are here every night with signs. What time is it now? It's already 9:38 here. A lot of these people here were here at 7 or before. A lot of these people are here before I came. A lot of these people were here before I came. A lot of these people beat me here every night. I show up and talk and go live and everything else like I'm the voice, but a lot of these people are beating me here, and they're not even black. That shows you how much love. Do not get race baited with the stuff that's going on in the world and you see in media, and you see in the media. This is everybody of all races coming together. This has changed my perspective on a lot of things. Much love. Thank you for coming out. This has changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I feel like it's helped me grow and change me as a person. Because these people are out here every day. We're probably not going to be out here as long tonight, but you got to think about it. It's going on 10 o'clock. There's a lot of people getting ready for bed or out partying or doing whatever else. It's almost 10 o'clock and these people are still out here. And if I told them, hey, you know what, let's stay out here another hour, they would.
We would.
Exactly. You hear them. That's powerful. The main thing we want to show people with the protest, yes, it's justice for George. Yes, stop police brutality. Yes, Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. But this is powerful. People coming together from all types of different backgrounds. Nobody here is perfect. I'm sure they got demons and problems and everything else. You know, but we here together, and that's deep.
You shall not pass.
And it's happening like that all over the country. So don't fall for it that everybody's just burning everything down and trying to cause problems in Antifa. That's the main thing we're trying to show people. I'm not here taking credit for this and saying I put it together. I didn't put this together. These people put this together. These people put this together, and I've just came down here and taken part in it and been a voice for it, which I've been thankful, and they've showered me with so much love. So much love. Majority of the people that are showering me with love do not look like me. They're thanking me for being part of this thing, for this movement, and they do not look like me. So that's what I want people to see. That's what I want people to know. That's why we've been out here all these days. From Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day. It's all been a blur. What's up, Dustin, baby? Good, how you doing? Much love, I'm glad to see you. How you doing?
Good, just hanging out with the boys. That's
what's up. Yeah, we just out here holding it down. Dustin Carter in the building, Owls and Aliens.
That's what's up.
Hey, what's up to my homie? Dope rock band from the area. Dope rock band from the area. So it's all love. You see people come and see me and they show me love. These people do not look like me, and it's love. So when you go out and you're doing what you do, try to love somebody. Try harder to be a better person and care for somebody. You ain't got to be perfect. You know what problems you have. You know what secrets you got. You know the things that you've done before that you don't want nobody to know. But it's not about that. It's about coming together today and loving each other. Yes, we make mistakes. But hey, all these people are coming together. Stop saying, hey, white people this, white people that. No, a lot of these white people out here marching with your ass. Stop saying Mexican people and black people and this. And no, a lot of these people are out here. Yeah, we like to make jokes. Yeah, we like to poke fun with each other. We like to laugh at our differences and different shit like that. Of course we do. We're human. But open your eyes. Don't get race baited. No more. It's a lot of white people out here going through all kind of shit to march. It's a lot of black people going through all kinds of shit just to show white people what we're going through. Much love, Jacob. So there's a lot of black people going through all kind of shit just to show you, hey, this has been a reality. There's all kind of Mexican people going through all kind of shit just to say, hey, brother, I love you and I understand what you're going through. I've gone through it too. So stop drinking the Kool-Aid and getting race baited and falling for all this shit, Antifa and all kind of shit. It don't even make sense. Antifa's coming to town to burn things up for what? What are they trying to gain? It doesn't make sense. It makes sense for somebody to pay them to come burn shit up so they can push an agenda of race wars and everything else. That makes sense. I can kind of see, I can understand that. But people come into a town, young people, young college-looking people in black clothing to burn shit down for what? Because they like seeing fire that much? People are looting and rioting for a reason. You don't understand the looters and rioters. So what? If somebody came and killed your brother, if somebody came and killed your son, if somebody came and killed your daughter, what are you gonna do? Oh, geez, justice. I hope they figure it out and get justice. Oh, yes, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Oh, they'll figure it out any day now. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Oh, my loved one is gone. I'm sure they're gonna figure it out. No, that's not what you would do. You'd be ready to tear some shit up. So stop it. Yeah, it's easy to look on the news and see somebody that does not look like you, somebody who they said has a rough history, somebody they said is on drugs and all this shit, and he got killed, and you're like, oh, well, you know, hey, you know, it's unfortunate that the police did that, but, you know, he had COVID-22. Oh, he was smoking crack and meth together. You know, it's unfortunate that he died and, you know, whatever. But, you know, there was a lot of other things going on. Yeah, so he's not here. It's unfortunate. Time for me to go on with my weekend, and I'm going to go golfing. Yeah, it's easy to do that when you don't feel attached to the person. It's easy for you. It's easy to do that. But like I said, if it was your son, your daughter, your dog, your something, you'd be ready to tear some shit up. Just somebody sitting in jail. Just somebody sitting in jail for killing your loved one doesn't even seem like enough. So yes, there's looters and rioters. Yes, there are people taking advantage of the situation, going to get Nikes and stealing Lego sets and all that shit. That's people of all colors. Yes, there are people taking advantage of it. So there always has been, especially now. Especially now. People have lost their jobs for a virus and everything else. They've lost their jobs. They've been stuck in the house, depressed. A lot of them are broke. And everything else. They gave us one. All right, baby. Take it easy. Appreciate you coming out here. No problem. A lot of these people are struggling. They've been depressed and they've been locked inside. They got one stimulus check for $1,200. There was rumors as soon as a second stimulus check was supposed to come out, all of a sudden a black man gets killed by the police, and here we are. I ain't heard much about that second stimulus check. These things always happen at weird times for whatever reason. As soon as that second stimulus check was supposed to come, police is in the streets killing somebody, sitting on their neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. A lot of these companies have gotten all kinds of money to get bailed out. Gotten all kinds of money to get bailed out. They're chilling. A lot of these people are getting richer. If you notice, a lot of these people, their money, got tons of money since COVID and all this has happened. Now, I don't even, you know, I'm not one for, you know, saying, hey, go loot and riot. Not at all. But I feel like a lot of people are worried about the wrong things. Now, if you purposely tearing up your community, I don't condone that. Of course not. But I don't feel like that's the root problem. I don't feel like that's the main problem or the root problem to everything that's going on. I don't feel like that. I don't condone that, but I don't feel like it's the root problem. And I also feel like there was a lot of people out there that were paid or hired or told to go get some shit stirred up. You've seen the suspicious videos on the internet of suspicious characters busting windows out and doing everything else. Much love, Lola, Michelle, Jamie. So don't fall for it. Yes, there's a lot of people right now that are struggling. You've been sitting in the house every day on lockdown, isolated, and then here you go, this gentleman dies due to police brutality. What did you think would happen? What did you think would happen? What did you think would happen? They didn't arrest the officer because he did something wrong. They arrested the officer because everybody was coming down on him, protesting and asking for justice. And this has been happening. Why are they putting all this in the media? You notice they don't put nobody dying, no white people dying due to police violence in the media, because that happens too. Maybe not at the same amount, but that happens too. Because they know if they put a white man down there getting his neck kneeled on for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and dying, this shit would come undone. This shit would come undone if you were seeing a white person getting killed in the media every other week. This shit would go, it would be crazy. It would be crazy. They would not be having it. You seen these people that were marching to the Capitol with their rifles and everything else because they were tired of being locked down on COVID and they were ready to get haircuts and go golfing. They marched to the Capitol with their rifles because they were tired of being locked down and they were ready to go golfing and get haircuts. So now imagine if they was killing white people, and you seen that in the media all the time like you see black people. This shit would come undone. There'd be no sleep till Brooklyn. Like the Beastie Boys, no sleep till Brooklyn. This shit would be getting tore up, but that's why they don't. You don't see them killing Mexican people every other week on the news. You don't see that happening. Because as much shit as they talk about building a wall, they know Mexico is right there with the cartel and there'd be no sleep. It wouldn't be fun. It'd be a road trip. It'd be some real buses showing up in town. There'd be real buses showing up in town. Yeah, who would work in the fields? My Mexican brother right here said that. They not killing no Mexicans in the news every other week because they know motherfuckers is coming up here to fuck shit up. El Chapo and they people and everybody else will be up here trying to figure out how we can make this work because it's not working. You don't see them in the news every other week killing Asian people. You don't see it happening because they would be over here figuring it out. It'd be another war. Black people are always the guinea pig. Black people are always the guinea pig. Always. Because they got black people over here in America. We all know how we got over here or been over here, or whatever your theory is that you believe. They got us separated from African culture. And they just look at us as the guinea pigs that they can do that shit too. There's going to be some looting and rioting, and then when that shit happens, they going to still flip it around. Excuse my language. I'm getting animated. But they still going to flip it around and turn it back on black. Look at them. They're looting. My goodness. Gosh golly, they're looting. They're rioting. Oh, my God. They're being aggressive. Oh, my God. Bring in the SWAT team. Oh, God, they're looting and rioting. Oh, why don't you guys go home? Why don't you stop? Why don't you stop? What are you doing? Look, they're ruining towns. What do you think? What do you think? People are paying attention and they're noticing and they're coming together. That's why we say Black Lives Matter. We'll say Black Lives Matter too. You don't see me on my live feed talking about Black Lives Matter every night, because every time we say that, someone hops on and says all lives matter. If I said I like strawberry ice cream, somebody's gonna say I like chocolate.
The enemy is coming, and he has great strength.
Doesn't matter what I say, but we're saying Black Lives Matter too. That's what we're saying. Because if Black Lives Matter, it doesn't matter if you're a white man, a Mexican man, or whoever you are, you would not be letting this happen. And the people are tired of letting this happen. That's why they're out here now and coming together. If Black Lives Matter so much, this wouldn't be happening. This shit is happening so much, we see in so many articles that it's becoming normal. We're becoming desensitized to black men dying once again. Well, they say, well, why do black men kill each other? That still doesn't excuse police brutality. So let me get this straight. People come over here with slavery You brought them over here. They were slaves. Then you had to eventually set them free. When you set them free, they were still being hung, burned, and everything else. There was still Jim Crow. There was still segregation. There was still police brutality before there was ever camera phones. This police brutality is nothing new. Us as black men know not to play around with police when they come around, because if we are, we might be playing with our lives. We've been through this. I've known this all my life.
Nobody hates me.
We've known this all our lives. This is not new. Then a lot of these people are living in neighborhoods where there's not much resources, where they're not coming to build nothing new, and they're stuck in this culture, and they're programmed to turn against each other. That's why that's happening. Much love, Wendy, much love. Yes, kid-friendly protest tomorrow. That's why that's happening. But that doesn't excuse police brutality. There's a lot of serial killers and rapists and weirdos doing stuff to people that are not black in other communities. So if doesn't even make sense. I can go on and on. Doesn't even make sense. You think about it. Here goes this gentleman. The same gentleman that said I was a traitor. He was on our side. He ate a couple chimichangas. Now he's on the other side. I don't know what's gotten into him tonight, but he's in distress tonight. He's in distress tonight, or I don't know what's going on for him, but I'm trying to avoid him because he's saying I'm the fifth column tonight or whatever else. Some whole new shit. So I'm trying to avoid him and avoid all the extra activities. Hey, stop engaging him, because obviously he's going through something this evening. Some people are on medicine, some people are missing medicine, or whatever's going on. But he's turned into a different character than he's been previous nights. He's been over here eating with us. He told me today I was a traitor and a spy.
Yes, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
He's acting like that gentleman from Lil Nicky tonight that was yelling in the streets. So we're definitely trying to avoid him this evening. Trying hard to keep it peaceful. People are, you know, it's new. It's a reality show. It's something new every night. That gentleman has been nothing but a gentleman every day. Every night we've been out here and seen him, he's been praying for people and been a gentleman. And today, you know, I don't know if it's the cold weather or what, and he's just on a tangent tonight, yelling at people, screaming, and everything else. I don't know him. I don't know his, you know. It's unfortunate. I was really starting to like him, but, you know, maybe there's something bigger going on. There has to be.
Oh my God, I love those lights.
Biff's dad, it might be. It might be.
Dollar General.
Dollar General? Okay.
Yeah,
You know, but
in the poster.
everything that's going on is not hard to understand, you know. There's a lot of people, you know, that have only lived in, you know, their certain communities or their certain towns all their lives, and they don't understand what people are saying, and they really don't understand what people are going through. They don't have the same fear of the police. They don't see people that look like them in the news getting beat up and killed by police. Much love, Jeff. Much love, Monique. You know, they can't even relate to what's going on, and they don't understand why we're out here doing this, and they think we're causing trouble. they're just really blind. They think, you know, George was on other drugs and had COVID-22, you know. They believe George had COVID-22 and that contributed to his death or some other shit, you know. And they really don't, as much as you try to talk to them, as much as you try to whatever, they're going to say, if I say Black Lives Matter, they're going to say all lives matter. You don't show up to a breast cancer awareness saying, why are you guys doing this? And scream at them, all cancers matter. But people don't understand that. They don't understand. They really don't understand. They're really trying to preach to us and convince to us all lives matter. Of course. But if they all matter, why would black men be getting killed all the time? There's people that really want to argue that point. They're so busy arguing all lives matter, but they're not busy arguing why black men are dying by the hands of police. That's what I don't understand. You're so busy trying to convince me all lives matter, but you have nothing to say about the people that are losing their lives to police brutality. If you ask them about police brutality and why these people are dying, they're going to say, oh, it's unfortunate and it's going to be quick and they're going to get over it. But they will argue with you until, you know what I mean, Big Mama comes back home that all lives matter. It's because I feel they don't want black people sitting here saying, you know, Black Lives Matter, and they can't stand all these little white girls and all these people coming together to support black people. They hate to see it. They hate seeing it. Why? But they say they're not racist. They say they're not racist. I have a black friend. My friend Timothy. I have a black friend, my friend Thomas. I'm not racist. How can I be racist? I have a black friend. But they hate the fact that black people are getting all this attention and people are coming together. They think they're making it all about black people again.
You gotta watch out with the
They think they're making it's all about black people playing the victims. That's not what it's about. It's not hard math. If Mexican men were dying all the time and we're seeing it in the media and people had signs that said Mexican lives matter, yes they do. Let's support that movement. If they're saying, hey, free Mexican children from these camps, free the Mexican children from these camps that they were having them at, or maybe still at, and you showed up, people had signs about it, said free the Mexican children from these camps. You don't show up and say free all the children. Why can't all children be free? Free all the children. Makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. People, they don't want to understand. They'll argue with you for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours about all lives matter. This is the first night I'm really even talking about Black Lives Matter, because I don't even feel like arguing with people telling me all lives matter. I'm not going to yell at people if they say all lives matter. I'm not going to cuss at them. But they'll argue with you for hours about all lives matter. But if you ask them about police brutality, they'll sum police brutality up in 45 seconds. That's part of the problem. This is like the second or third time around we're doing the Black Lives Matter thing. Why do we have to keep doing this? Why are we keep doing it? They were arguing when they started doing it the first time. Well, why are we doing it again? How is an officer sitting there with his knee on somebody's neck for this long? Somebody had to tell him to do it. How is he sitting there with his knee on somebody's neck for this long? Yeah, Cody, I have to handle confrontation patiently. Excuse me, I'm getting a little stuffy, it's cold. But I have to be, patient. Because if I'm out here whooping ass and screaming at everybody, they're going to say, see, look, this black man is coming to our town and starting these problems. We told you. We told you. Look at him. He cracked. We told you. I can't react.
You guys rock. So I'm here visiting from Reno. You guys are.
Sound like you're from
Florida. Well, I've rode the motorcycle.
Yeah, you got to be patient, Cody. I can't react. Just like when the police pull you over, we can't react. As soon as we react, they justify us dying. As soon as we start fighting, they said he was fighting down there and attacking people, we shot him. And people will say, yeah, he was down there fighting. He was down there fighting, so they shot him. He shouldn't have been fighting. He shouldn't have been fighting. Well, you shouldn't have been fighting. So I gotta be patient. There's a couple times I felt like slapping people. A couple times I felt like slapping the shit out of somebody. Excuse my language. But all they're gonna do is twist that around and say I'm violent and all these things. I can't react. Especially as being a black man. I'd rather have one of these, my white and Mexican brothers over here handle the issue than me. Because as soon as I do it, they're going to be like, look, we told you. Remember that dude that was down there protesting every night? Remember that guy that was causing all the trouble? Look, he was down there fighting. We knew he was causing problems. We told you. Look at him now. All of a sudden, there'd be thousands of people on the live. Then there would be thousands of people on the live. But the people that are tuning in has become less and less because there's no violence. Because we're peaceful. If we was out here fighting every day and looting and rioting, there'd be more people. Well, it'd be crazy. There'd be all kinds of attention. So we have no choice but to. I can't. I gotta be patient. That's why I'm gonna go take some time for myself starting tomorrow and take a couple days for myself and give myself some self-love. Because like myself and a lot of people have, we've been giving ourselves to everybody and putting ourselves out there and taking this abuse for everybody to make a change. Listen to the people talk, listen to the people argue about Trump and all lives matter. I'm tired of arguing about it. I don't care. I just want people to have peace and come together. What's good with it? I don't care who you voting for. I don't care if you want to vote for Trump. That's your own preference. I don't care, you know. People come through driving these trucks like they driving a Ferrari, and that shit sounds like it's about to go into space. Yeah, but I don't care anymore. I just want people to love each other, and I want people to stand for each other. I want people to see someone that looks different from them, and that doesn't matter, and they stand up for that person. I don't expect people to be perfect. I don't expect people with clean records and everything else. I know all kinds of people. I don't care who you're voting for. It's really not what it's about. This is really not what it's about. Just because you vote for Trump doesn't mean you're a racist. I don't personally believe that. I don't want to argue about that shit. I could care less. Politics and that type of thing is a whole different conversation that I don't even feel like getting into. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what it's about. You don't see me on here going against Trump. You don't see me going on here for Trump. You don't see me on here talking about Obama or nothing like that. That's not what I'm here for. I know this is, in a sense, this is political, but I'm really not trying to get into politics. I'm not a pastor. I'm not Mr. Perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not a saint. You know what I mean? But I try my best to treat people like I want to be treated.
Bad man.
And I want people to come together and love each other. I'm not here to tell you to go vote. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. That's not what I'm doing. I'm here to increase the peace and have people love each other. And, you know, if you see a Mexican person, you know, getting abused or doing something
tell you
too,
that I appreciate
stand
you
up.
too.
Thank you. I appreciate
you.
it. Much
Thank
love.
you.
Much love.
Love you.
Thank you. Much
Always.
love. Thank you. Thank this kind woman for coming out here and showing love.
Love
You know, love you. Much love. You know, stuff like that. Peace. If you see a Mexican man getting abused, stand up for him. You see a white man getting abused, stand up for him. A child, an Indian person, whoever. Stand up for it. We're not perfect. Shit happens. You're always going to offend somebody no matter what you say. We are going to poke fun at each other. There are going to be black jokes in good taste that black people make. There are going to be jokes about other people in good taste that other people make without going overboard. We do like the Chappelle show and shit like that in a sense, in good taste. We're not perfect.
I'm not dictating nothing. I'm asking a question.
You know? Thank you, Lola. What's good, Jonathan? You know, but it's about coming together and loving it. That's what I came here for. I came here to stand with the people to make sure there's no false narratives. You know, if I wasn't here running my mouth every night, you know, like I have been, I wonder how it would have been. Because I know I can't talk a lot, and I know I do have a platform to showcase what's going on. I wonder how it would have been if I would not have been here to showcase what's going on and what narrative they would have tried to twist it to. Because a lot of these people that are out here are not going live. A lot of these people that are out here, you know, are not going live and don't know a lot of people or don't have big social media or have a lot of friends on social media. So who knows what the narrative would have been, you know what I mean, if I wasn't out here. I'm not trying to take credit for it. I'm not trying to big myself up or nothing like that, but I came out here to make sure the right narrative was being seen, which were being heard, and to stand with the people. Because who knows what narrative would have been done. Because we already seen how it was shaping before. We already seen people trying to bully these people. Who knows how they would have tried to bully them if I wasn't out here. Not saying that I'm Superman and about to kung fu everybody or no shit like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I am a black man standing strong with these people for the cause and being here, and I feel like that helps, and you know, it deters some people from coming with the bullshit. You know, but you have to come together and love each other. Like I said, people bringing the cocoa, people bringing this stuff, that's love. You're not going to be perfect. Sometimes you got to be selfish and care for yourself. Sometimes you got to be selfish and take some time and go focus on you. You can't always fight the movement all the time, because this fight that we're going to have to fight, this shit is never ending. They've been fighting this fight before we were born. They've been fighting this fight before we were born, and they're going to be fighting it after we were born. I mean, after we're gone. Not after we're born, my bad. But after we're gone, sorry, I got distracted. They're going to be fighting this fight. But if we can increase the peace and increase the love, it's going to be a beautiful world. We're not perfect, like I said. There's going to be a lot of shit going on. Sometimes we're going to argue with each other. Sometimes we're going to be dislike each other. You might not vibe with everybody. But there shouldn't definitely, you know, you shouldn't hate anybody because what race they are or what color they are. You shouldn't stop from protecting somebody from what color they are. If those people would have jumped the police officers to get off of George's neck, those people should not have been harmed. But people won't tear the police off George's neck because they're scared that they'll be killed. Somebody should have tackled that officer. Somebody should have drop kicked that officer. Somebody should have tased that officer. Done something to him. The fucking death touch, 3-finger fucking death touch, pomades technique or some shit. But nobody did nothing. They sat there the whole time because they were scared. Will they sit there next time? What will they be charged with for attacking the officer that was doing something wrong? What will they be charged with?
That's what I was thinking.
This is the things we need to be thinking about. Not just looters and rioters. Yes, there are people out there doing some dumb stuff. We know that. Even if this wasn't going on, there's going to be people out there looting and vandalizing things. We know that. But innocent protesters are getting shot in the forehead with rubber bullets. I was watching the news earlier today, and they pushed an old man down, and he was bleeding out of his head. What do you mean death, Jeff? Yeah, but I seen an officer push an old man down earlier, and he was bleeding out on the side of his head. The next thing I saw that what worried me was that some places are talking about taking the police out. They're talking about removing the police. They're talking about removing the police from a lot of places I've seen. You think it sounds good? Oh, wow, the police won't be there anymore. The police are going to be gone. No more police brutality. The police are going to be gone now. There won't be any more police brutality. Well, let's ask the question of this. If the police are not there, who's going to be there? Who's going to be there if the police are not there?
They're there tonight too in Laramie. They're there tonight too, yeah.
Military?
Even the mayor was talking about them on his little show last night.
Somebody's going to be there. The military? Now we're going to have military in our cities, in every city, watching the city. Because now they got videos of police knocking down old men and bleeding out the head, and the police, you know, so there's always an angle. There's always an angle and an agenda. Yeah, they might be charged with death. You're right. If for protecting a man and doing anything against a police officer. Because we're supposed to, I don't know how the laws work exactly, but we're supposed to be able to make a citizen's arrest and can arrest a police officer. If a police officer's abusing power, violating the law, you should be able to handcuff him and draw a weapon on him till he stops and arrest that officer. You shouldn't just be going out harming officers, but you should definitely be able to arrest an officer and stop him from doing what he's doing. Someone should have stopped that man. But we can't because we're scared we'll get shot on the spot. If 10 black men had showed up to help George, what would have happened to them? They would have immediately started opening fire on these gentlemen. So these are the real issues. This protest, it's bigger than this. Yes, justice for George, but it's bigger than this. This is just a piece of the puzzle, and not just us everywhere. This protest everywhere is just a small piece of the puzzle. There's bigger questions that need to be answered. I don't like getting into a bunch of politics. I don't like getting into conspiracy. You know, before all this stuff happened on my social media, I pretty much stay out of politics. I pretty much don't even get involved. But I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself from running my mouth and saying and asking some real questions. If the police aren't here anymore, they're gearing towards, you know, there are some bad police officers, but all police aren't bad. The police do come in handy. There has to be something, because, you know, can people police themselves? No, they'd have to put a team of people together, which would be another form of police. I hate to say it, but it's necessary. And so there has to be something. So now if they're talking about removing the police, what's going to be there? So now we're on curfew with the military in our towns. The young men and women who signed up to serve are now in our towns.
Are you on Facebook? I'm not.
This is a small piece of the puzzle, and people need to be asking a lot more questions and not get distracted by looting and rioting and people arguing about all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, who's voting for who, and shit like that. There's a lot of bigger questions that need to be answered.
I'm with you.
I think I can get like
much love, Amanda. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know? Yeah, but the old man knocked down. Now, I'm one of those people. that believe half of what I see and none really of what I've heard. So just because I see something on video that looks a certain way does not mean I believe it. Like I said before in other videos, I could put everybody here in black mask and Antifa shirts and make people believe that I'm running from Antifa. Ah, look at them. Almost dropped my damn phone. But make it look like we're running from Antifa. They can make Avenger movies with Robert Downey Jr. in robot suits, flying around, shooting bombs and doing everything else like that in robot suits. So I don't believe every video I see, because there's always an agenda, I feel. So people need to ask themselves bigger questions. Yes, we're protesting here, but this is just part of the puzzle. Us as a country are going to move on from this, but we still need to love each other and pay attention to what's going on. Just because I see a man falling over and blood coming out of his head, that does not mean that's what actually happened. There's ways to make it look like somebody fell down and there's blood coming out of his head. Now that's even more. Ooh, look, the police are hurting old people. We really need to get rid of the police. Get rid of them. They killed the black man. Now they're knocking down old people. Yes, let's get rid of the police. Well, sounds good. But if the police aren't here, who's going to be here?
You sound like Joe Biden.
Who's going to be here? And I'm not trying to get all into that. But come on, don't you think who's gonna be here? You see the articles. Just because you see a video of a man getting his neck nailed on, well, who told him to do that? He did that on his own accord. You seen the video? He was in the zone with his hands in his pocket on this man's neck for almost 10 minutes. He did that because he wanted to, by himself. You watch WWE wrestling and they're not on each other's neck that long. If you get into a fight with somebody in the streets, you're not going to stay on their neck that long in an angry fight. This gentleman was calm and collected with his knee on this man's neck. He did that by himself? Maybe. Just because you see it, that doesn't mean that's what it is. There's ways to make things look like anything. But next thing we know, it's remove the police and we have curfews because there's rioters and looters. So now there's a curfew. Yeah, I'm on curfew. I gotta go home because these damn looters and rioters are fucking it up for us. So I have to go home. It's the looters and rioters' fault. This is why we have a curfew. Yeah, we gotta go home because those people down there, they're looting and rioting. Now we have to go home, and because there's a curfew, it's the damn looters and rioters' fault. They knew it was gonna be a damn curfew. They was locking us down before this shit. They want people inside with the police removal. So I don't even want to get all into that. This shit sounds like conspiracy theory. I don't even want to get all into that. But pay attention and love each other. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even want to start going into that. Because it makes me nervous and paranoid even talking about it. But like I said, 2 and 2 do not make 7.
Like I said.
Think about it.
Klamath Falls. Nice of peaceful. Count. Right now, the farmers are trying to get the water back. This man doesn't even comprehend. They've been dumping all the water down the river.
He's on one tonight. I don't know what happened between last night and tonight. But he's going through changes. You know, so spread peace and love. And, you know, there's a lot of changes going on in the world. And it's crazy times right now. It's very, you know, crazy times right now. And the only thing that's going to get us through it is love. Only thing that's going to help us figure it out is coming together in love. Sometimes you might have to get off of social media and go hang out with people and have some intelligent conversation and make things make sense. Because there's a lot of changes. This whole 2020, we've been going through a lot of changes. There's been so much coming out of people are exhausted and tired. I'm exhausted and tired. It's so much to take in. You just want to turn your phone off and just go, you know. If you're a musician, it's hard. I'm an artist, you know what I mean? And I have to be on social media and different stuff like that. But it makes me not even want to do it. It makes me want to reach out to somebody and do what I do and have them interact with the internet instead of me, a publicist or something, and have them post my music and have them post everything and me not even bother with the internet. I'm not the biggest social media person. You know, I'm not trying to go viral, but I am a musician and it's vital for me. But this world is crazy and I get tired of going on social media. Before all this even happened, you know, I have a rule where I try to hop off of Facebook if I'm on Facebook too long. Because it's easy to go on Facebook and be on there for 45 minutes and you start going down a thread watching videos. The next thing you know, you've watched 45 minutes of police brutality videos. You watch 45 minutes of something negative. You know, one time I was in Kansas going through a hard time, you know, going through a lot of, you know, hard times and stuff like that. And a lady told me, you know, what you put in your mind is just as important as what you put in your body. And at the time I was 18 years old, I think, and that was a crazy concept to me because nobody had ever said that to me and I never thought about it like that. I wasn't taught that. So all the stuff that you're watching, the videos that you're looking at, the energies that you're picking up, it's very important. It's very important that you watch what your mind is ingesting. Because look at this year. I mean, every day you wake up, you're seeing tons of new information. Negative information. It's not positive information all the time, but we're so happy to see a little bits and pieces of, you know, positive information. It's negative. This is what's going on in politics. COVID might be mutating. People are looting. People are rioting. Every day you're ingesting this, hopping on social media and things like that. And people are getting anxious and depressed and everything else. Why? This is what we're ingesting. That's why we got to be more about peace and love. Because this year has been tough on everybody. I don't care what color you are. Some tougher than others, but you know, this has been January, February, March, January, February, March, April, May, June.
Determine where that boat went.
We're half the year in. Half the year in, and this shit has been nuts. The only thing I could hope is that it just, you know, gets better. And the only way I know how to make it better, or, you know, is kind of start tuning out. Start tuning out and, you know, doing something else. Because, you know, most days I'll wake up, you know, I'm in Southern Oregon, you know, it's getting sunnier. You wake up and the weather's, you know, beautiful. Sunny outside, birds chirping, blue jays out, you know, different types of birds out. I get up, you know, think about what I want to do with my day. It's pretty peaceful. Then you hop on your phone. You see what's going on social media. Spend however long you do that and you start checking it throughout the day. Then before you know it, you're feeling like a dark cloud is over you. Feeling like impending doom is coming. Dark cloud over you. But before you picked it up, you know, you weren't taking none of that in. And yes, I know in a lot of ways, you know, Facebook, social media, and all this stuff is our new form of news. This is how we learn what's going on. Which, you know, you got to know what's going on in a sense, but You know, it's very draining. People in the background yelling random things, random political views, random agendas, random religious things. it gets draining. It's like you go into a bar. You know, usually, you know, if you've been at a party before, go to the club or go to a bar or go to a party, you know, you'll start having drinks. And there's always that one person that starts drinking and wants to talk about politics and political views, and they keep bugging you about it, and sometimes those conversations get heated and you kind of avoid that person because you want to go back to the other people that were kind of joking around and having fun. So you want to avoid that one dude that starts drinking and wants to talk about politics. Doing this shit is like being around a bunch of people that are that drunk dude that want to talk about politics. Because a lot of people are coming out here and saying something political or throwing a view out. All lives matter, black lives matter, this lives matter. Why don't white lives matter? Why don't they vote for Trump? That's all I've been seeing, and it's draining. It's like, who cares, man? I don't care about none of that. I love each other and stand for what's right. Because it's draining. All day people yelling random shit out. All day people upset at this, and that. All day people share articles about some BS, about what they seen and everything else. All day they're sharing these videos now of black people tearing down George Floyd. Black people, you know, talking about tearing down Black Lives Matter move. Like, it's every day. People clout chasing, people trying to be seen, people trying to get views, saying anything. Every day is something new that you see, so you gotta start tuning it out. I'm gonna try my best to tune it out over the next couple days. Like I said, it's time for self-love. It's crazy. You're down here on Main Street. We've been protesting every day. We're standing on the cold. And a lot of these people will never come out and protest with us or do nothing. But as soon as the bars open back up in Klamath Falls, they all come out for the bar. They all come out to drink. They're out here dressed and ready to go.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know.
They're all, the bars are open till 12. They all out now to go to the bar. But they won't protest. But they won't come do anything, but they'll tell you what to do on the internet. I'm seeing groups of people go walk to the bar, which, you know, it's their right to do. It's their right to do. You know, everybody doesn't have to be a protester. Everybody doesn't have to, you know, be involved in that way. But there's a lot of people on the internet expressing your views. If you're expressing your view about something, you should be able to jump in the mix in some type of way. If you're able to express your views about something over and over and over again, you should jump in the mix to make a change somehow. Doesn't necessarily mean protesting, but you should contribute or do something somehow. But it's just crazy to me that I've been out here all week, protesters, all these people sacrificing their time and being out here protesting. Then a lot of these people now are piling up out here to go to the bar to go drink. And to be honest with you, what time is it? It's 10:34. I'm not going to be out here all night because the bar's let out at 12. And all these drunk people are going to come out here and they're going to have their opinions about what we're doing. They just whistled and skipped by us all into the bar. But when this bar lets out after they went and got liquored up, they going to come over here with about 8 different opinions. And I'm not going to be here. Because I don't have time for it tonight. And, you know, my patience is, my patience is low. So all these people don't want to protest, don't want to come out. They pile into the bar, and I can assure you, if we're still out here when they come out from the bar, they're gonna be some type of antagonizers or some type of thing to that nature. And these are locals. And these are locals. It's going cool, Matt. You know, it's very cold down here. Very cold. I'm ready to go home and tune the world out. Ready to go listen to some music or make some music or do something. You know, play some retro games, watch some 80s movies where, you know, watch some 80s movies where dudes invent a robot or something and take them to high school and everybody's happy and they outsmart the bullies or something. You know, just tune out and get into a different mode than this shit. But, you know, I'm doing this for a purpose, justice for George. I want everybody to see that, you know, people can dedicate themselves to something other than themselves. But like I said, these people are piling up at these bars down here. And as soon as they get in there and drink and you know, keep going, they're going to come out here with a bunch of opinions. Thank you, Lola. I don't know if you're still on, but you have a good night. And I will stay safe. And I appreciate, you know, your kind words every night. You know, there's a lot of people I haven't seen out here that, you know, posted they couldn't make it. You know, and everything else, and they had a lot going on and they couldn't be down here to protest for the movement. But, you know, I see them running around out here drinking and getting drunk already on Friday night. I'm nobody's daddy. You know, you can do what you want to do, but I'm not saying nothing and saying who or what or whatever, because everybody has their own thing. But it definitely makes you wonder, you know. Definitely makes you wonder. There's some black people I've seen that ain't been out here and ain't did nothing, got opinions on the internet, and ain't came down here for a Black Lives Matter movement. But there's little white women and Mexican girls down here holding signs. There's a couple black people I ain't never seen locally come down here. I'm not pointing nobody out, I'm not saying no names, but it definitely makes you wonder. You know, everybody doesn't want to be in the mix and everybody doesn't want to be bothered, but you can't help but to wonder. You know, like I said, everybody doesn't want to deal with it. This is too much for some people. Definitely. I understand, but a lot of people online, voices and opinions. Some of them black people ain't been down here. There's been little white women out here every night with signs, and some of them black people ain't been down here. It make you wonder. So don't make this about race. Don't let them race bait you, because some of the people that you think would be down here are not, and some of the people that you think wouldn't be down here are down here. Every night we've been down here since Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every night. You see, now it's 10:38. I've been here since 7. Probably went live a little after that. We've already been down here going on 4 hours. That's a part-time job already every night. A lot of nights we've been longer. We've been cutting it short because it's just, you know, we've made our point. We've let people see it's time to go. Tonight, I definitely want to go. It's cold, it's freezing, and people are down here getting liquored up. And I'm sober. And when you're sober, you don't really have too much patience for people that are drunk. That all of a sudden went inside the bar, and now they got the liquid courage in them. Now they want to come voice opinions, because that's exactly what's going to happen. What did I think of Drew Brees' comments? I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't even pay attention to it, really. There's so much stuff going on that I don't have time to Tiger Woods and Drew Brees. I don't expect shit from them. I don't know them. That's like a different reality to me. I don't know them. You know, a lot of these stars will say something one day to make sure their followers stick, and then switch their statement up another day to please other people. So, you know, these people are playing both sides of the fence. I don't even know what Drew Brees said. Maybe he was wrong, maybe he wasn't. Maybe somebody can tell me what he said, and I could give you my opinion about that. But, you know, I can't expect Drew Brees to, you know, as long as he ain't calling nobody the N-word, but I can't expect Drew Brees to understand exactly what's going on. And a lot of these celebrities play both sides of the fence because they don't want to say the wrong thing and lose a certain following and lose that dollar. Sorry, I need to wet my whistle. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. It's much love. I mean, alcohol is what you make it, you know? Anything is what you make it. There's nothing wrong with going out, having a good time, having some drinks, enjoying yourself. A lot of people have been cooped up. They deserve to come out and have a couple drinks. But it's all about how you handle your liquor. You got to handle your liquor and not let your liquor handle you. You know, that's a whole different conversation and a whole different, you know, topic and everything else that I'm not, you know, getting into. But like I said, have a good night. Some of them people, like you see, are coming down here with love and have peaceful words. But I just find it crazy how, you know, a lot of the people won't come down to protest that say they're protecting their town, but they'll come right down here, you know, with their hair dyed and the new outfit that they found, and come right down here to the bar and go right into the bar. But to get on social media and give you every opinion in the world about how they feel about what's going on in the world, but won't come down here and stand with us. A lot of people are saying, well, white lives matter. We'll make a white lives matter sign and go protest. You might get some slack, but go do it. We don't see you with a sign. Go do it. That's how you want to spend your time and the message and how you want to attack it. Go do it. Nobody's stopping you. All the anti-protesters, we ain't seen them here yet. Like I said several times, they were ready when they thought it was violent. If they felt so strongly about what was going on, why aren't they still here with signs anti-protesting? No, they were here ready to be violent. They were ready for the action and be violent. They really didn't want to anti-protest. They were ready to see some violence and stuff like that and thought Antifa was coming. They ain't been here since with a sign. Actually, there was one lady with a sign, and I took a picture of that the other day. I really don't want to repeat what her sign said. It wasn't a bad sign. It was a different angle, but she stood over there for a little short time. And to be honest with you, I'm not trying to laugh at her, forgive me, because, you know, it was a sign that said, you know, hey, excuse my language, but all rednecks aren't racist or whatever. That's the language she chose to use. But I mean, and I'm not trying to laugh at her, but she was out there for like 20 minutes, and next thing I know, we turned around and she was gone. You know what I mean? Because she was out here by herself against a whole group of protesters, being the only woman holding the sign. And I'm sure she was holding the sign over her face so nobody could see her, and I'm pretty sure she thought other people were going to be there with her. I'm pretty sure she made her sign and took the time to make it and searched the neighborhood and asked the postman for some cardboard, you know what I mean, so she can make a sign and come out here. And I'm sure she thought she was going to come out here with other people. And she was there for about 20 minutes, maybe an hour. I can't remember how long she was there. She eventually snuck off, packed it up, and went home. Yeah, you'll see a couple anti-protesters. Couple, few and far between, but nothing like that. People screaming stuff into the bar, you know, once the whiskey kicks in.
Law enforcement lives also matter. Who is your God? Who is your God? Yeah.
It's because like so.
He's talking to himself tonight. I don't know what happened. I don't know, Victor. The buses ain't came yet. Still waiting for the buses, you know. Still waiting for them. I don't understand. People were all out here ready to go, saying they were protecting businesses and everything else. Where are they? All these people that have negative comments all day long and sharing memes and making shit look funny, where are they? They'll never come out the house. That's what we call keyboard warriors.
I saw the video.
Keyboard warriors. Because they have something negative to say all day, but they're never out here. And that's like it is in a lot of towns. That's the problem with social media and shit now. That's the problem. You used to actually have to come outside and voice your opinion. And if you got your ass whooped or, you know, whatever else, that's what it was. Now people can just sit on social media, on McDonald's Wi-Fi or whatever else, and have long rants and share negative information, or have fake profiles and share a bunch of negative information. Drew Brees said, "We'll never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country." And the text referring to guns from said, "Just make them very expensive." So Drew Brees said, "Just make them very expensive so only elite white people can get them."
Oh my god. Yeah, and then like the guy was all like, "Dude, I have to have this happen next year for this little girl. You're like, yeah,
Like I said, I mean, I'm not a New Orleans Saints fan anyway. You know what I mean? Drew Brees is going to say whatever. He's rich and, you know, whatever he says, he can recover from it. And he's probably at his house right now sitting in a low gravity machine, drinking wine, enjoying himself. And I'm a black man out here with a weird hat at a protest in the cold with shorts and a jacket on. So I'm sure Drew Brees will be fine. You know, there's so many distractions looking at who's saying what now, and it's really, like I said earlier when I was getting into the real issues, it's all distractions from the real issues. All of a sudden Tiger Woods and shit is coming out with statements and things like that. Drew Brees said, "We'll never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country." Yeah. Yeah, this dude, I don't think it's necessarily drugs. I think he's just has some mental health things going on, because when he started talking and looking at somebody, he was looking, I'm not trying to laugh at him, but he was looking at the trash can, talking to the trash can pretty much. And it's sad to see, you know, people need help, and it's a real thing, but he's been peaceful. I was starting to like the gentleman, you know. He's been peaceful every day. Today, my best friend and her family woke up to a note on her car windshield stating that a very ignorance we all have been protesting. At first, I thought this was fake. So yeah, somebody just privately messaged me that said basically a friend and her family.
okay, so we had enough of this. I know, so now.
Yeah, so a woman just privately messaged me and said this morning here in Klamath Falls, her friend's family woke up to a letter on her car that said "Go Home," NIGGER, on their family vehicle. She said the same thing we're protesting. So she said she knows a family that got a note today on their car here in Klamath Falls that said "Go Home," NIGGER. Because I don't feel like saying it tonight. I don't have that type of energy.
A lot of people like,
yeah, exactly.
So like I said, it's justice for George, but this goes beyond that, especially in these small towns, you know what I mean? It goes beyond that. There's people that's been dealing with racial issues and being antagonized and everything else way before this. And there's a lot of people that appreciate what's going on because, you know, it's deeper than that. There's people losing their jobs right now for protesting. There's people that are sending their black children to school and are getting called racial slurs at these schools here in Klamath Falls, no matter what school they go to. Then the kids are getting blamed for retaliating and standing up to bullies.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, back in the days or in the 80s movie, you know, the bully used to bother you at school and, you know, used to punch him in the stomach and punch him in the mouth and you were a hero. Now they're sending these kids to school. A lady told me the other night, sending the kid to school and they're getting called racial slurs, and then the kid finally gets tired of it, protecting their siblings from getting called racial slurs, and they respond physically nonetheless, and you know, the kids are getting expelled or suspended. Yeah, now they're targeting people. This is nothing new. I've been called the N-word in Klamath Falls. One time I was driving down the street, actually it was right here by the police station, by Fred Meyer. I was driving down the street and there was a lady screaming at me from the sidewalk saying I was going too fast. I go down the street all the time. She said I'm going too fast and there's children playing. And I told her, ma'am, you know, I understand where you're coming from, but you don't have to yell at me or yell at my vehicle. You know, I come down here every day. I'm not going to hit any children. You know, I come down this street every day. And, you know, she didn't like that I was speaking to her. And so she proceeded to call me the N-word right outside the police station, pretty much at those houses over there by the police station. The police came and said, you know, we're thankful, you're thankful that you didn't do anything. You know, because then if I responded, I'd be in trouble. But, you know, it is free speech and whatever else, and you shouldn't, you know. But, yeah, that's happened to me here in Klamath Falls. I've been called the N-word. I've been called the N-word in Arizona. It's happened to me. Actually, I've been called the N-word several times in Klamath Falls. There was another time this gentleman was unhappy that I was dealing with a female that he used to deal with. And he was getting drunk at the bars, and some people that knew me heard him speaking about me and calling me the N-word openly. So, this is nothing new. This didn't start with George Floyd. It's nothing new. A lot of the Mexican community here tell me they go into school and they get antagonized all the time. Young children, you know, made to feel a certain way. So these people are saying, why Klamath? Well, a lot of you have heard racist stuff here, and you know, you probably didn't say anything because you probably didn't want to be in the middle of it, but a lot of you have heard some stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Now people tell jokes and, you know, different stuff like that, but there's a difference between flat out racism. Yeah, Arizona is terrible. They love black people and hate black people at the same time. A lot of the women in Arizona love black men. A lot of the women in Arizona, white women, love black men, but there's a lot of people who do not like black men in Arizona. Arizona is horrible. I grew up in the Bay Area and I didn't really experience much racism, never got called the N-word my whole life. Grew up in the Bay Area till I was 18 years old. I left the Bay Area at 18 and went down to Arizona, and it's the first time I've seen racism up close, because in the Bay Area where I come from, white people beat you up for saying the N-word. Now, I know a lot of people talk to each other and say nigga, this and that and everything else, and use the word, you know. That's one thing, and that's a whole nother debate. But if you in the Bay Area talking about ER, calling somebody something with the ER, in the Bay Area, how I grew up, white people will beat you up. Because they don't play that shit in the Bay Area. They don't do that. But that's why a lot of people up here, you know, you wonder, these people hate Californians and they hate people from Portland. Why? Why are you hating? They hate these people coming in here. Why? Because these people move here with different views. They hate all these people from all these different places, but there's a lot of racism right here. There's a lot of racism right here, but they don't like Californians. They don't like black men coming from different, or not even black men, anybody. Like I said, they thought I was from, you know, they thought I came up here from San Francisco or wherever to start trouble. They kept messaging me, telling me to go back to San Francisco. But they don't like Californians, they don't like people from Portland. But they're sitting here with racism, anti-protesting, exposing their genitals with young children there and everything else like that. And these are the people that don't like people from California and people from Portland. Yes, there's a lot of racism here for the Native Americans, Stacy. You know, when I came here, I'm from the Bay Area. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of natives in the Bay Area, but for the most part, I didn't, you know too many natives growing up. You know, but I was familiar with the struggles Native Americans went through, of course, being here in this country. And, you know, when I got to Southern Oregon, I was happy to see a lot of Native Americans. I was happy to see a lot of Native Americans. Why not? I'm a black man that goes through all kinds of struggles. Why wouldn't I be happy to be around people that can understand a similar struggle? And when I got here, not to put anybody on blast, but there was a lot of white people that tried to talk down on Native Americans to me and thought it was okay with me. You know, I do have Native American blood in my family, but of course I identify as a black man. But there are a lot of people that spoke to me about Native Americans and tried to talk down on them. Nothing blatantly, you know, just racist or name calling, but they did talk down on the Native Americans, and they thought I would be cool with that because I wasn't Native. I'm not cool with that. They try to tell it to me like the natives are coming here and starting trouble and doing all this, and natives drink and do this and do that, and they were terrified, scared of the natives, and they just start. Come on, man. Knock it off. Knock it off. There's a lot of people down here of every race, well, mostly of one race or whatever, down here on Main Street right now at the bar drinking, getting drunk and starting shit all the time. You move on to these people's land and you move them to the outskirts, then years down the line you say these people are starting problems, and if they do anything they're causing trouble. So let's put this in a different perspective. You own a 5-bedroom house. I show up to your 5-bedroom house and tell you you can only live in the garage. I give you some money, I give you something, I give you a lump sum of money, but I tell you can only live in the garage. But it's your house. We have that arrangement for a couple years, but it's your house. Then I start saying, damn, the people in the garage, they're starting a lot of problems. Damn, the people in the garage are, you know, they're bothering us. Damn, the people in the garage are getting drunk and they're upset. I hope they don't start any violence. Come on, man. People are living in the twilight zone. That's the privilege people are talking about. That's the privilege people are talking about. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's bullying. That's a whole lot of things. Yeah, the AZ is bad. A lot of these places are bad. You know, that's why we're protesting for. You know, a lot of these places are bad. It's not everybody. There's a lot of beautiful white people, native people, Mexican people, Asian people, black people. There's a lot of beautiful people of everything that love each other. But this is why we're protesting. This is why we're here. This is why we're coming together. You know, this is why we're coming together. We're not perfect. I'm going to continue to say that all up and down. We're not perfect. You know, but we could try harder, because if we tried harder, we wouldn't be letting each other get killed by the police. We wouldn't be letting each other get killed by the police. We wouldn't let a white man get killed by the police. I wouldn't let a white man get killed by the police. I wouldn't let a Mexican man get killed by the police, or a native man, or a black man. I wouldn't let it. But we're scared, because if we react, we might lose our lives for trying to protect somebody else from losing their life. So instead of that, we just record and film. And then we have to march and protest. Then we have to have a funeral. And all that shit. But it's about coming together, you know. That's what it's about. Because if we was coming together, if Black Lives Matter, you wouldn't have sat there and let them get killed by the police officer. They wouldn't, that wouldn't be involved in the system. You would have been able to pull a gun on that officer and tell him, hey, excuse me, sir, we're going to need you to remove your knee from this gentleman's neck right now. Or we're going to have to be forceful with you. Please remove your knee from this gentleman's neck. Please stop doing what you're doing. If you're going to arrest him and detain him for writing a bad check, no problem. Take him down and go through the legal process that you have to do if he's writing a bad check. That's really things. Let him get his day in court. That's why we have a legal system. Let him get his day in court. But get off of him. He's already handcuffed. He's already handcuffed. We wouldn't have allowed that. We wouldn't have allowed that. That doesn't go for white people. That goes for everybody. But we can't do nothing because we're scared of the police. Because, you know, if you try to protect somebody, they'll shoot you. They thought Antifa was here with a bunch of bricks in their backpack. So nowadays, if you have bricks in your backpack and you throw a brick through a business, you deserve to be shot. No, if you show up with bricks in your backpack and you throw a brick through a business window, you do deserve to be arrested, and you deserve to go through the legal process and fined and everything like that. That's what happens. If you have a weapon and you're trying to hurt people, and you have a gun and you're aiming it at people, threatening to shoot them, you might get shot at that point. And that's just, you might get shot because you shouldn't be threatening you're threatening lives. If you're threatening lives, that force has to be taken sometimes to stop people. Because you're up in town with bricks, even if you're vandalizing businesses or breaking into businesses, that does not deserve, you don't deserve to be shot. What you're doing is not right. It's not right. But you don't deserve to be shot. You deserve to be taken down and have your legal day in court and pay for your actions, because you shouldn't be doing it, and you shouldn't be vandalizing businesses. But people were down here ready to shoot people. And the point I'm trying to make is they're validating people dying and getting killed for anything. They're saying, oh, he was a bad man. He robbed someone before. Yes, he deserves to die. Oh, he was a bad man. He's done this before. Oh, he deserves to die. Oh, he was in a domestic violence situation before. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, he deserved to die. No. Then why have a legal system? Innocent until proven guilty. People are, once you get killed, they're tearing down your character, and you're saying this, and that, and people are like, oh, well, he deserved to die. No, he didn't. That means you were racist in the first place, and you're happy seeing another black man disappear from the face of the earth for some stupid shit. What's good? Mike Terrell, two-tone in the building. Pay your legends. Arizona legend, Mike Terrell in the building. What's good, baby? So, They making you deserve death. Everything is a death sentence now. Everything is a death sentence, and they're making that normal. Well, he got shot. Oh, what? Who is he? What did he do? Oh yeah, he was robbing banks before. He deserved to die. Oh yeah, he smoked crack before. He's a crackhead. He deserves to die. Oh, what? Oh, who? Oh yes, get him out of here. Come on, man. That can't be right. As soon as George Floyd dies, they try to figure out who he was. Even if he wasn't a good person, that doesn't deserve death. Everyone's not a good person, but if you're not harming anyone or threatening lives, that doesn't mean you deserve to die. Then what's the point in the legal system? What's the point in a police officer? You run from the police, they shoot you. You in handcuffs, they kneel on your neck. You in handcuffs, they shoot you. No matter what you're doing, they shooting you and doing this, and then they gonna look at you and be like, oh yeah, he called his teacher a name in the 3rd grade. He sells crack. Yeah, deserves to die. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Pay attention to what you say.
You know, come on, man. So I'm gonna get off of here tonight. I'm tired. Much love to everybody. People are still out here. I gotta go clear up this drama. This gentleman is still out here doing his thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go take care of that. Much love, you guys. Love each other. Take care of yourselves. Take some time for self-love. I appreciate everybody who has reached out to me throughout this whole process. You know, you can't expect support from the people, you know, if you don't support the people. Much love. I love y'all. Keep me in mind. Keep me in your thoughts. Send me strength. Thank you.